Okay, easy 2 tips and tricks. Today you're going to see how you remove these leveling shim spacers. Okay, on these bigger leveling shims setup, these spacers, tile spacers, have a tendency to break and leave a leg sticking up above the tile in the joint. I don't know if I'll use these again. They were a little less than their competitor, which is narrower. These shims I find are more useful, and they break off below the surface. I had no issues with these breaking off below. But I tried these, not happy. So let's, no further ado, let me show you how to break them, how we're going to remove these legs that are sticking up out of the tile joint, and quick and easy. Alright, so that's what we'll be dealing with. I may even show you the different hand tools that I have found to be very useful and beneficial in laying floor tile, and that'll probably be another video. So stay tuned and let's do this. Alright, I'm going to take this rubber mallet. I'm going to break this loose. Let's see if it breaks off both legs. Sometimes it does, majority of the time it doesn't. It's still got some leg. I'll show you these legs. Alright, where it broke off. I'm going to put the shim here as a marker. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Alright, now, taking this up close and personal. Alright. Okay, now if we come down in here, you see this little white leg. Alright, and on this one it was on both sides. Okay. There's the other leg there. Okay. And another, see, so here you've got the legs side by side on either side of this shim. Let me show you how to remove them. Now I'll show you what these spacers look like. Alright, they have these feet. Alright, and then here's your opening. I know it's kind of hard to see, but there's the opening. Alright, these are the legs that are sticking up. They break off. It's supposed to break off below this joint, but these are not doing it like they should. Okay, so now let's break them off. Alright. Alright, this is a wood chisel. And I'm just going to tap. This is at an angle. I will show you the angle I'm using here in a minute. Alright. Now we've broken it off below the surface. Alright, so it doesn't interfere. Again, I'm going to come down here at this angle. I'll show you the angle I'm using in just one moment. Okay. Okay, this should be loose. No, it is not. It's going to take a little bit more doing. So now I'm going to take it from the other direction. Alright, and I'm going to cut it off. Did that do it? No, this is being a little more difficult. And I just broke it free. Alright. Same with this. But you don't want to chip the edge of your tile. You want to be very, very careful not to chip the tile's edge. Okay, there we have it. Now I'll show you the angle. Okay, this is the angle, all right? That's about a 30-degree angle, roughly 40. You want this angle to go down, so it's going to drop down below the upper edge of that tile, so it's down in the groove. So you put your grout in, it doesn't interfere. The grout will go right over the top and hide it. Okay, now I'm being careful because I don't want to chip the edge of the tile. All right, you could take some gray paint, maybe some gray fingernail polish to solve any chips. The grout will also help to hide it, but you don't want to chip it if you can absolutely help it. I could also take a soldering. I could take the gas for soldering and heat this up with the flame and push it through. Maybe I'll do that next. That one came out good. All right, I just talking and didn't show you the piece, but you see, you just got to go at this easily. Okay, you might want to move this over to the edge, but again, be very careful and see the angle. All right, it's down. It's going to drop right down inside that joint, so that the tile spacer, okay, will be covered by the grout, and that's what we're after. That's what's supposed to happen when you break it loose. They're not supposed to stick up here like this at all. Like I said, I think I would go to one of the big box stores and find the narrower spacing systems, like I just showed you, because I used them last time. And then I find the wedges are also useful. I don't have to make wooden wedges. If I have these little plastic ones most of the time, unless you need to snap it off after you've wedged something, then wooden ones work much easier. Although if you use the plastic wedge for a shim and you need to cut it, get a used chisel like I have here, and that works good. All right, there's what I just broke loose. So that's really good. All right, bear with me. What? Okay, now we're gonna heat this up. Oh, but not yet. Hold on a minute. I'm getting ahead of myself. Hold on. All right, what I'm finding is, for cleaning out the thin set, this is just a metal Sawzall blade, okay? And it's really good for getting down in here and cleaning out this hard to get to area so you can get the thin set out. All right, in preparation for removing these spacers below the joint. All right, so I find these are really useful for this. Okay, I'm going to do another video where I'm going to show you all the tools that I've found to be very, very useful, the hand tools, for laying floor tile, or I guess any kind of tile, shower tile, etc. But for the problems I've been having with these leveling shims, this really works good. All right, stay tuned. All right, you're going to debut this with me. This is the first time I have not pre-tested this. All right, but based on what I know, this should work like a champ. All right, And a quiz for those learning. What's the hottest part of this flame? Is it the inner tip or is it the tip out here? What's the hardest part of this flame? Hottest part. Alright. For those that don't know, it's the inner tip. The tip of that inner tip is the hottest part. Alright, I'm going to test this here in just a second. Alright, like I said, you're debuting this with me. I have not tried this. This just makes sense that it should work. My friend Joe MacGyver says, hey, why don't you just put a hot torch? I said, you know, that might work. I'll have to try it. So, great idea from Joe MacGyver. Alright, now let's see. And there's no pounding. Alright, look. It came right off, melted right through, just like I figured it would. Probably you did too. But this is where the proof is in the pudding. You know, gotta make some pudding. Or is it pudding? Anyways, we're making it. Let's do it again. You ready? Push. Bam, at an angle, get it below that surface. Now what I'm discovering is you don't want to get it too hot because you'll start melting this down here, alright? And I've got another one over here. Alright, so you can do several of these, okay? Now let's take a look at the joint up close and personal. Okay, so you can clearly see that it's definitely below the grout line. So this will be covered by grout and you'll never ever know it. Because you can still see just a little bit of it right here. And the other here, but they're below the surface. And you can see where I used this metal cutting Sawzall blade where it removed the thin set, where I was able to get down in there to cut it below the grout line. Okay, now hang on, stay with me. Okay, now this is the top of the shim. This is loose, but it is locked in there. I'm going to have to cut this out. So let's get this wood chisel hot again. And keep in mind that this metal stays hot, you know, so don't forget it stays hot. Hang on. Okay, thank you for being a part of my community. If you like this video, give it a like, thumbs up, comment. How would you remove these little legs sticking up between the joints of your tile? So, thank you for watching, for the support. I hope it's been helpful. This is going to make removing these a whole lot easier. There are no worries of chipping the tile by heating up your chisel. Remember that chisel stays hot. And you don't want to get it too hot, so it's going to start melting the plastic to the handle. But 30 seconds roughly is about all you need. Maybe 15 seconds is all you need. Just kind of have to count 1001, 1002. You know, to yourself as you got it over the flame, heating it up. Test it out for yourself. But there's no chipping your tile this way. Joe MacGyver's idea worked better than mine, although mine would work. But you're at risk of chipping the tile's edge. And then you got to doctor it, play with it, you know, like I said, some fingernail polish or a little paint, spray some paint into a little cup, and then, you know, use a brush or a Q-tip or something to then you got little chips. No chips, use the heat. Have no heat, do what you can do. You could also use that metal cutting Sawzall blade. You know, that would take a little more work, but you wouldn't be chipping the edge. You know, you might even want to put a little tape on the back side that's rubbing up against the edge of your tile. possibly. Anyways, heat's the best. Just don't overdo it. Thanks for being here. Bye for now. Remember, EZ2 tips and tricks where you see everything up close and personal. And tell a friend. Help me out and tell a friend about EZ2 tips and tricks. Bye for now. Remember, united we stand and united we make it happen here on YouTube.